What's up, y'all? I am your girl, Candy, and to my left, we have my right hand, my main man, Juan, in the building, and we are about to speak on it. He's burnt.
A little candy always helps sweeten the tea.
You know, I never follow the rules. My life's going so good. I'll just leave the taglines for those who need them. Well, speak on it. Now this time, you're not here to help co-host. You are actually my host.
Yeah, you know, I'm the guest, I guess, this week because, this episode.
Yes, this episode. This was a really, 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 really good episode. I kind of love those episodes where you get to get your good laugh on.
I mean, I ain't saying, Jesus, but...
We know now. He definitely would have that wig.
And you get some heartstrings pulled.
Yeah.
Patrick was named after my brother who passed away. And it's just like my brother was reincarnated.
This one definitely got a little bit of everything. Like it starts out, you're like, okay, this is funny, but then it kind of hits all the stories of, that make you be like, oh, okay.
So, okay, let's start out. Shout out to the Detroit Grannies. They got a good
Come in there,
plug at the top of the show.
Doing and all. I think what's so funny is you see the granny who would love to like drag somebody and beat them down, be like, oh my God. Nora is in there clutching her imaginary pearls when she see them twerking.
Yes, Nora was like,
what's going on?
Your mama was over there encouraging them.
Yes, my mom was the hype woman.
There you go. There you go. Hey.
Another day at Old Lady Gang. Believe it or not, we always have people that want to come up, get up, and dance and party. This is our restaurant is really a whole turn up.
Usually it's funny if you go to the main location. Usually it's very calm upstairs. Then people always walk downstairs. And people be like, well, it's down here. They hype. Like it's very much, you can be whoever you want to be at Old Lady Gang. We come in, we accept, anybody. That wants to come and eat and dine and have a good time with us. But it's always funny when you walk in, you're like, oh, this is nice and family. Then you go downstairs and it's different music sometimes, all of that.
A whole turn up. Okay, so where do we begin, Juan? There's so much that happened in the episode. I'm like, do I start with you or do I start with... Oh, no, we're going to start with Chandrika.
Welcome to Old Lady Gang.
Okay.
Because the previous episode, you basically had showed the video where Chandrika...
Every time you say something in the motherfucking meeting, they shut it down.
They're going to roast me alive. He's snitching. Can I pull you for a quick second?
Okay.
He said, but here's the thing.
It's our job. It's your job and our job.
But I think what people don't realize, because I've seen people say it, they don't realize that I was in the room.
They didn't show it. See, that's what I said this week.
They didn't realize
The
that.
first time they just show, it looks like Brandon's just on his phone.
Kenny's not on the He's not gonna give no.
The next week, they pointed to Brandon and the arrow and Don Juan.
Kenny's not on the He's not gonna give no.
I'm in office
with him.
with
Do you
him.
still have that video clip?
Yeah.
Okay, can we put it on speak on it?
Yeah.
Y'all listen. Y'all done seen some of these fucking managers? Cause it's like, y'all can enforce this shit, but then you tell somebody that what's going on. Kenny's not on the He's not gonna give no. Every time you say something, to me, they shut it down. Don Juan got something to say. Shut it down. It's gonna be the same book like it was. Oh, all the extra hands is original hands.
Hey, look.
Actual, real footage of Chandrika talking shit about us.
And you can see me in the cam, so that's the part where people are like, he was eavesdropping. So let me make a whole bunch of that clear. In every place in this establishment, except the bathrooms, we have cameras.
Yeah.
It is a business.
It's a business.
And every employee Even though people don't think it, they go through onboarding.
So the onboarding process is a process whereby newly hired employees are welcomed into an organization. This helps them to understand their job role and the requirements of them, and also helps them to integrate seamlessly into the company if done well.
They go through all of that, and they assign a release that lets you know you are coming in here, you're working here, but you are being filmed when you are at this location. That's what I see on the ring in the office.
What?
Oh.
So they know it. It's
Yeah.
cameras everywhere.
It's cameras everywhere, and I mean, we done caught it, some of everybody doing something crazy before, even some of the customers.
So it's like people are like, oh my God, that's an invasion. And it's like, it's not a privacy. This is not their home. This is
Yeah,
a business.
it's a business.
And I literally was in there and I was like, maybe I'm tripping. That sounds like Chandrika on the phone. Cause I'm like doing something else, but I'm like, let me go back and make sure I wasn't tripping that whole time for like 5 minutes where I heard all this. So I go pull the ring camera.
And she was already talking before you walked in there.
Yeah, so she was talking before I walked. So he was like, you know, keep doing what you're doing. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, maybe that ain't an employee. But then I start hearing our names. And I was like, oh, no. That's Chandrika's. This is interesting.
Shut up. That's why I don't like you now.
And Brandon just allowed me to.
Yeah, now he's the one that I would have been mad at if I was her, because he didn't give her a heads up that you can't.
He didn't do like, you know, us. We would be like,
Every time you say something in the mother meeting, they shut it down.
He didn't take her off speaker, anything. Gang merch. Get your old lady gang shirt. You can get these exclusively online in some colors you can only get in a restaurant. So when you come and get you some fried chicken and mac and cheese, like theme song say, you can come and get you some merch. Everybody's gonna be wearing their gang shirt. What about you? So again, when I went back and looked and heard it all, then I was like, so I did see people like, oh my God, it wasn't listening. It was real talk, but I was in the room.
Whole mess.
Welcome to Old Lady Gang.
So Chandrika has been going on this whole mission to find out who said that. Which was so funny how they basically went and put everybody as the suspects. She was naming everybody from Melvin, who was not here for the drama.
So who said that me and Patrick said that? Or is this just an assumption that you coming up with?
They even showed Shardo, Marie.
So Marie, actually, I'm going to be honest.
Marie does not like
Marie and Chandrika kind of butt heads.
I've worked in many restaurants before, and hostess always wipe the menus.
So Marie was being real nice, letting Chandrika like interrogate her.
I just wanted to know, did you go around and say to Candy and Top that I said that they didn't care about their restaurant?
No.
Because normally, Marie would give it to her.
I just needed a definite answer because, I mean, Brandon told me it was everyone.
But Marie was being nice that day.
Listen, now that's another thing. You know how we said we really, it's so many of us on the show because there are so many great people and great personalities in our restaurant. But to be honest, Marie is definitely one of the people that we really wanted to be one of the main characters. I forgot how it ended up that she did not become, but Marie is a firecracker. Everybody in the restaurant ends up going back and forth with Marie.
And she does not back down.
And she does not back
down.
down.
So that conversation that you see with Chandrika and Marie,
that was a nice conversation.
That was a nice one. She's definitely not timid.
At all.
She's very much one of those girls that don't take no. Like, she's one of them that would be like, you don't want to do your job? Great. I'll do this whole restaurant by myself. You can go home. I'll make all this money. I got a family to feed. Bye.
Right, but then because she be so aggressive, sometimes they be getting mad.
They get mad at her.
She do this all the time.
Candy, fix that.
Time out. We got to start off with a mutual respect.
She questioned Marie, Shardo, Brandon, Melvin, Patrick, and Torrin. Did she say Torrin? I don't know. I don't think Torrin was in there, but then didn't include herself.
Hey, girl. Because she really did not think that we would have known that she said it if she did.
Hey, girl. How you gonna say what you gonna say? Hey, girl.
I think she just wasn't thinking about realizing that cameras are catching me saying these things. You know what I mean? I think in her mind, she's trying to figure out who she could have said it around that would have ran it back. That's
basically, I don't think she expected that Brandon wouldn't have taken her off speakerphone when she said it to him. So, and I'm not gonna lie.
She didn't even have Brandon on her usual suspects, which I thought was weird.
No other suspect.
And I think it was just interesting though, because it made me be like, so do y'all be having these kind of conversations already and you used to venting to him like that? So it definitely made me be like,
look at him crazy. No, but you know what? Another thing, he wasn't even aware of the cameras though. Because he did know that you were walked in the room, but he didn't realize he was already being filmed. Because hell, we showed him with him and Dominique is in there getting it on in the cameras right there.
Sometimes you gotta do some cute and you gotta pop up just to pop up.
So people are clear even on that. That is like The Office, because they ask this question too. Why every time y'all have a conversation, it's out there? The Office is like
it's very small,
this big.
You can't say stuff like that.
I'm sorry.
Doing stuff like this.
Stop that.
It's super small.
We can have cameramen and the people.
It doesn't. Nobody fits. I guess they just feel like we have them up there for decorations. Because this episode,
I don't know what they think. We have a few here at the factory. I'm gonna boost them up though. I'm gonna put some more in here. We have 2 different types of cameras actually. So don't try it, people. We got
recording cameras, ring cameras.
We got other kind of cameras. We got all kind of stuff that's because I think we already had cameras before rings came out.
Yeah.
So we kept the old cameras and added new ones.
Hey, Shardo.
What's up, boss?
How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good. And I'm surprised Shardo said he's like, she asking me all these questions. I'm like, I'm over it.
I guess Chandrika had a conversation with Candy and Tara recently about like some things that she had said.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot for the simple fact that she was the one who said it.
Even when we have our conversation, I was like, oh, for real? Well, who would have said? Like, I was just sitting there like waiting for her to like, well, who? You didn't say that?
Mm-mm.
When I said, what if I was the one that told them that? She was like,
shut up.
I think that was definitely one moment where she got her ass caught with them cameras. She forgot.
Oh, for sure, got caught with the cameras.
Because I have you actually saying it.
When I say that?
Chandrika's business was highlighted into the show.
Shades
by Drika.
Yeah. Oh, look at you rocking Shades by Drika.
Yeah, of course.
Let me see. Okay.
So I think that's a cool thing about us having this platform is that, yes, we get to show the restaurant and that's a blessing in itself, but we also get to put a light on each one of them and the things that they're doing in their lives.
I own a business called Shades by Drika, and I came up with it because everybody always loves my sunglasses.
So I'm really excited for Chandrika and Shades by Drika.
I want you to look rich always.
So make sure y'all hit her website, support Chandrika. She's a little crazy, but she's gotten better, y'all.
There we go.
And get some shades from Drika.
Safari!
What's up, baby?
Safari! Okay, so.
Because that part.
Yeah, that part. But before I go there, I stopped by Patrick's apartment.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Woo! Safari had been helping him decorate. So I wanted to stop by and see what the guys have been doing and see their new place.
I love staying over here. It's so convenient. I don't even have to drive.
Like I tell everybody, Patrick and Melvin are like my babies, okay? I was 15 when Melvin was born, right? So I was like, that's my little sweetheart, you know what I mean?
Melvin, he's like a son to me because he actually lived with me when he was growing up.
I just always been in their life since the beginning. We're cousins, but it's really like, like that. Mama, auntie, big sister, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. I don't care. It's just like, we just super close like that.
We should take a tour.
Okay, show me around.
So over here, as you can see, this one Melvin gonna be working. It's my area.
I'm not gonna lie, I have been a little concerned about Patrick because the Patrick that I had been seeing is not the Patrick I know.
Me.
I already told you this. Like, we talked about this already.
No, I'm
not comfortable. You know I'm not comfortable.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Tord said it on last week's Speak on It.
At this point, I don't know who Patrick is because she has really trumped.
He's really different, right?
Okay, you see it.
He's a totally different Patrick.
And again, if you're gonna better yourself in life, nobody's mad at you. Better yourself.
Affirmation, manifestation, positive energy area. I'm gonna have sound bowls,
It's just he different than I've known him for the last almost 30 years.
You know what, Patrick? Though all that player I put into you, you sure letting what's her name? Jungle Love Safari. You sure letting her. Now, come on now, nephew.
So different.
A lot of these women, they just be like, "Here, Patrick, take it," and I'd be like, "What if I don't want it?" But I take it anyway.
A few things about Patrick that you may not know. I mean, he's a college graduate.
Patrick, football extraordinaire, trainer, Very smart dude. Very smart dude. Textbook smart. Like, got it all right.
A real estate agent.
A real estate agent. A commercial real estate agent. Mind you, he passed his, got his commercial license. He only read the book once. It took the test and passed on the first time.
I'm not for the weak. I am for the confident.
I don't think we get to see that on this show, how smart he is, because he's really showing his funny side. But I would like for people to see the more intelligent side.
How do you feel? It's about to start.
Oh, I was made for TV. This is easy. The world gonna be happy to see me. Oh, the world is going to be happy to see me on TV. This Patrick speaking.
Like, this dude, he's playing like he's not as smart as he is. He's like super smart, y'all.
Fantastico. That's a word, right?
Because that's not the guy that we're getting to see.
Like,
now,
different.
realistically, he was a little whorish before he met.
A little.
He pretty much had ran through a lot of
Atlanta.
Shut up. A lot of people like him. He has a lot of charisma. He's a really nice guy. And he's fun. And so a lot of people love Patrick. Simple as that.
Fantastico.
I think this, he's trying to go into this grown man era of his life and this mature in this relationship. But then you go to the house and you even like,
yeah.
I don't want to leave.
Right now, it's starting to look like Safari is the one wearing the pants in the relationship.
So when he started dating her, like, mind you, he's an athlete. He's been an athlete all his life. He normally eats a lot. And yeah, when he started really getting serious about his workout, he may only eat the healthy or right things. But with her, he gave up meat completely.
He gave up alcohol.
He became a vegan. He gave up alcohol. He gave up everything. He was being totally faithful, which those things, I was cool with.
Yeah.
But I just kind of felt like, well, that's a lot. You're totally changing everything about yourself. But then it was like everything that came out his mouth, it was like, yeah, Safari said.
When you start doing sound bowls?
Since I've been with Safari.
And I was so
Safari said.
Safari taught me how to hang it on chains.
Safari said. I was like, dude.
She said it doesn't make sense for them to be over here.
What is going on?
I was like, she don't even live there. How's she gonna tell you who can? I was confused. I gotta respect in your relationship.
Not just that she don't live there, but it ain't just your place. It's you and Melvin. We've got merch. Yes, Old Lady Gang, Gang, Gang. You can get the merch now right here online, or you can get it at the restaurant. We have different colors that they have at the restaurant, and some colors that they don't have at the restaurant are right here online.
Yeah, like I can understand respecting the relationship, so I'm all for that part. But I think where it was for me, I'm always looking. I'm like, can you sustain this if this is not truly how you are or feel or what you want to do? Like, even though they've been together a year or something, like, I always am like, can you sustain that? Like, that's like if somebody is very outgoing, love their body, like to pose and be half naked, and then they marry a pastor. So I'm not, blah, 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 I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
How long does that last?
So, but the thing about it is, what I was trying to explain to Patrick is, you are a party guy. He's like the life of the party. Like, he's the dude that if he throws a party, everybody's coming. You know what I mean? And it's like, all of a sudden, you don't have parties no more. You don't do anything no more. I was like, eventually, you might be able to keep this up right now, but eventually, you're going to want to be yourself again.
Where is Patrick?
Yeah, where is Patrick?
You might as well go on and break it to him that y'all need to have this party. Because this is you. Stop changing who you are. Now, I understand if he did not, want to invite his ex,
I can respect that.
I can respect that. But to say you're not having a party at all just because she said it, I was like, Now, here's another thing. Did you notice that he did come back and he said to her, okay, we're going to have a party. And then she said, but he can't invite Chandrika.
I just see that.
Here's the issue. Can we roll back a couple episodes ago? Remember, he invited everybody to the party.
Chandrika and June were sitting at
Yes.
the table.
Excuse me, y'all. I want to invite you all to my housewarming.
Chandrika and June were there when he gave the invite out.
It's a party. We gotta make sure everyone is coming. I hope to see everybody.
So when is he gonna tell Chandrika and June that they're not invited anymore?
Chandrika and June outside.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because they hang out on the side, but we can't come to the party.
Yeah, like they all hang out on the side. He sees them at the restaurant every day.
Yeah, so it's yeah. And for me, I don't know if it's gonna be like with touring, it's gonna kind of be in passing, like, hey bro, you fired, or if he gonna, roll up one day and just say it. But I'm like, when is that gonna happen?
I don't understand what's happening.
Patrick is going to continue this pleasing his woman without
losing himself.
I think people like to think I'm possessed.
Patrick, we're gonna need you to come on this.
Speak on it.
Speak on it, and you're gonna have to speak on it.
And speak on it.
He can't come without her.
We can let Safari come on her own, and he can come on his own.
I mean, she's the one wearing the pants. What if she puts...
Look now. She can come on her own, and he can come on his own.
Speaking of Safari, like we said, you went by Bodies by Safari.
We have an appointment with Safari.
Wonderful. Just go ahead and put the date and the name.
I went by Bodies by Safari. And so Safari has a very successful business here in Atlanta.
How y'all girl be breathing in these things?
It's a non-surgical enhancement facility. So I think she does like lips.
Non-surgical lipo.
Yeah, non-surgical lipo. She has a lot of different things that she does, but
she does classes. I know,
and she gets people class. She's certified, so she's legit, and she has a very successful business. But I thought it would be funny to take my mom. Well, it was twofold because I wanted to have a moment to get to know Safari a little bit.
Okay.
Because I've been around Safari, obviously, with him, but she and I never really talked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, this will give us a reason to, go and get to know her a little bit, and then also have fun with my mom.
And your mama did not know what she was
doing. She didn't know what she was going for.
When I tell you her face, when y'all told her what y'all wanted her to do,
what she was about to do,
she was like, say what now?
Are you serious?
Yes.
Like my booty.
That's what y'all brought me in here for.
She's like, in front of these cameras?
Basically, like, that's what she wanted to say out loud.
But let me just say this. My mama is 72 years old, and those thighs was tight, honey, okay? Her thighs are smooth. You didn't see a whole bunch of dimples in them, okay?
Yeah,
and her little booty was cute, too. But, when they was squeezing it up in them little cups, I was like...
And they showed a lot of it.
Do it, girl.
You want to get that booty sitting up like it used to back in the day.
I can't get back that time in my life where I saw your mama booty.
Hey, man. She's got a nice little young tender booty. You know what I mean? She's single,
And then she gets
ready
up
to mingle.
and gets in the mirror. I was like, no.
It squeezed up a little bit.
I was like, no, I felt like Dominique from the last episode. Mama Joyce, girl.
Girl, get up.
What are you doing?
What you do, stick a needle in your butt.
So Safari actually said that my mom needs to come back
really?
Get multiple treatments in order to get, like a more permanent effect.
Got you.
Because, one effect, it'll stay for a little while, but, you got to keep coming back so it can.
Okay.
It's for those of you who want to know if the treatment works or not. But talking to Safari, she seemed pretty cool. She was just, she just wanted him to, basically.
She said he moved too fast.
She did say that part.
Why you say that?
Cause he wants to have kids.
And she said he was trying to get a baby, and I was like, yeah, nah. It ain't the time. Oh, well, she basically made it clear about she didn't want Chandrika up there. Which I couldn't be mad at her for that, just because, it was a recent ex hookup.
I think for me, I'm not going to lie, it comes off a little, insecure. I think that like because if you're not worried, like that'll be like I don't want Chandrika, like I don't want Safari at the restaurant. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
she can't control what happens.
But that's what I'm saying. And then it will be like you can't really control what somebody else is doing in their life, like currently. And I can understand not being in personal space, so I get it. But I think everybody is around each other anyway, so that's why I'm like.
Okay, well, this is my question to you. Have you ever dated somebody in the past and then moved on, but then are still cool with the person that you kicked it with in the past and be inviting them places?
I don't invite. No. I don't do the invite just because, like, but I'm understanding. I understand what she's saying, but it's like they're already hanging out together. I think that's where I'm saying it's different.
Well, right, they're already hanging out together. But here's the other thing. I could say, well, you know, me and Todd talked about that, and
with my day-to-day, whether it's running the restaurants, and I don't deal with the staff, so I'm not dealing with any of the women. I don't deal with none. You know how I am with that.
What?
I don't talk to none of them, not in a bad way, but I keep it real.
What are we talking about?
Just my day-to-day of dealing with females. Then from the properties, it's really a lot of phone calls, so I'm not in a social work environment. Yeah. She's more around different people, managers, producers, actors, whatever she's doing. So she's in a social work environment.
So how do you feel when she's released into the world on those times?
I feel cool. I feel cool, but I feel like it's one-sided, and I miss being in that world. I miss doing production, just being around 20 people doing some shit and we getting some shit done.
Realistically, I've definitely invited people that I used to date places, and Ty don't be tripping.
Man, I done kicked it with one of Candy's homies. I think we seen that the other day. He high-fived me, dabbed me. I was like, my
Candy.
What? You ain't gonna say no name.
I think I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. But I mean, that's a good example of what I was trying to say. I'm married now. He's married now. Like, that was so long ago. We don't even look at each other.
That don't matter.
As long as you know.
I don't really give a but just whatever.
Because I don't really think about none of them like that.
Well, you have to think about it. Y'all been together a decade.
It's reality TV, dude.
It's real life.
You know how it go. I just told him. When I watched back our wedding special, I didn't really like you that much, but we made it.
Yeah, we have been together a decade, but even earlier on in our relationship, there were people from my past that I was still around, and they're not a threat.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like you've been together with somebody 10 years. I'm not even checking for, like, some people, you ain't even claimable. I don't even remember that we dated.
Exactly. It's a few of them that I would like not to remember.
I mean, you be like, I think we really did.
Yeah, I guess Safari does not come around when
I could see that.
You know, with the work friends.
Safari be giving them, I ain't with you face.
Yeah, she don't really feel them at all.
Like, you can look where when she went through the list on who could come and who, I was like, oh yeah, she ain't messing with them.
Okay, so let's move on to you and Brian.
Okay.
So I need to have a conversation with you about your sobriety.
So what?
I don't want to talk about that without. That was a little tense.
Okay, well, what do you want to talk about?
Can we talk about Brandon?
So obviously it's cameras in here, and I think sometimes people don't realize
this sit down that we have to have with Brandon and Dominique.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So I show you and Todd and the old ladies when we all meet here. We're talking, and I show y'all some of the footage from the Chandrika. You know, like we have seen that one already, but I say so. It's two other things I want to show you. So I show you that it's two other things I want to talk about. I show you the footage with Dom and Brandon, where Dom kisses Brandon, or Brandon kisses Dom in the office.
Yes.
So that sparks the having a conversation, because no matter what everybody else thinks or sees or feels like, I had no idea about this budding romance.
Yeah, I mean, I found out about it a little late.
Like, I found out on the late, like when I'm like, what are y'all talking about? So when I saw this, I was like, oh no, it ain't that they just talking, because sometimes they be talking. Oh, they all go out, drink,
they all got a lot of flirty stuff going on.
Yeah, so I was like, okay. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, this ain't them just talking.
What you gonna say? That's really where I am with it. It's like, what are you going to say?
It's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I'm shook. I got a boyfriend. What the
So that's when I said it to you guys, like, and then we have to have the conversation as it relates to Brandon and like, are you in a relationship? It's a few things that threw me off in that conversation.
Okay, tell me which.
So first thing, he was like, no, they've dated outside of work, like they went out on dates, but they weren't in a relationship. And I'm seeing now that they had said they were in a relationship.
We're exclusive, so you're my man. And I'm not dating anybody, and you're not dating anybody. And this is great, and
I didn't know that happened. I wasn't in the car with him.
Right, exactly.
So, and then when he's talking about it, and I'm like, this is a conflict. It's directly in the handbook that they signed.
That you are not supposed to have a relationship.
And he's like, well, she could go to such, or we
He wasn't willing to give up his job. He wanted her to give up hers.
Oh,
That's what I didn't like as a woman. Right? And I feel like this happens a lot. It's like women always are expected to take the short end of the stick. And it was like, he was so quick to just be like, oh, well, she can go to another location. Like, no, you take your ass to another location. What the hell you mean?
And I don't think she knows that he said that for sure. I know he didn't tell her that he said that.
You don't think they discussed that before? Like, say we get caught, what's our next?
I don't think that, because
Well,
keep watching. We talk about it later.
No, but even when he talks to her about it, she was like, I can't go to the other location. It's too far.
Yeah.
So they definitely didn't discuss her going
he
to
says
another.
that.
I mean, I'm not opposed to having her work at another location if that works.
But that conversation with him.
I would like to know her opinion on that.
And again, we're watching, and some of this stuff I've never seen. I didn't know that he went to dance classes with her. I didn't know that.
So is that the only thing that makes you look at him differently as you watching the show?
We're watching it like even the instance with with Brian, when you see it, you're like, are you sitting at the not the whole I can do it but you can't because I'm a manager thing.
Yeah, I didn't like.
I don't move like that either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like even for me, it's like in things where I'm like, okay, well if it has to happen, then I'm in there like helping you guys do it. If I have that whole I'm the manager, different rules don't apply, like that one kind of.
So do you think the whole, because you weren't here then, so the whole Brian situation, do you think that whole thing about Brian at the bar was handled correctly from Brian?
Right, looking at it.
I think the true part of it, Brian and Chardo know they weren't supposed to be at the bar, so it was not incorrect that they were not supposed to be on the bar. I don't know if he was as assertive or enough in the situation that Brian didn't know that it wasn't that. Hey, you need to be taking it serious. You know what I'm saying? Like he was kind of like, oh, get up at the. It wasn't the hey, come on now, y'all know, blah blah blah. Like I don't feel like he was assertive enough. So it kind of when I looked at it, I was like, this was interesting.
So did you think it was enough that Brian should have got suspended before?
Brian got suspended for his insubordination and yelling and all of that part.
With Philip.
And it was stuff, honestly, because it's a longer conversation that both said. So even with Brian, it wasn't just that one moment where he raised his voice.
Because they edit to short.
It was it's a long conversation. Just when he raised his voice is not when I was like, walk with me. So it was more that I was like, no. He said a lot more of his quick, snappy comments where I was like, bro. So just to be honest, in that regard, when Philip is like, what? Like, he didn't just go on 1,000 as soon as he normally would. Let me just say that. But I think all of that went a little left. The preface to it with the Brandon part that led to it. And I think Brandon was trying to flex it, but that may not been the time to flex it.
Yeah, no, I don't think it made sense, because at the end of the day, we kind of left it in Brandon's hands to make the decision. And I feel like probably now that we actually get to see it back on tape, I don't really feel like, Brandon really made the right decision in the first place to go so hard on him, but whatever.
So then it trickles to, we're talking about Brian, and we go into, I have a conversation with another one of the employees at the restaurant who's not a main cast member, Pebbles. Pebbles
yes.
brings it to me about she's worried about Brian and his sobriety.
And they didn't show a lot of that conversation.
They didn't. That conversation happened. It was a longer conversation.
You know the history between me and Brian. I've helped him through his sobriety,
Yes.
We at the pop-up shops, he has a box of wine.
So I told you guys, like, hey, I want to have that conversation with him about his sobriety, because it's with him working in there, like, I know that he has dealt with a lot of mental, like, you know, stress during the pandemic and all. So it's like, no, it does affect his job. Like, it's not just, you know, it can affect his job if he's not in the right place. So when Pebbles said it, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, Pebbles is the one who did the last call for me to be like, no, he's ready to come back. Like, so for her vouching for him and then being like, I don't know.
Yeah, that made it, I understand why it made you feel like, okay, he and I need to have a conversation. Because not just that, like, you know, I feel the conversation that you and Brian had, it was very clear that Brian felt like you had been there for him during his whole struggle with being, you know, with the drugs and the drinking and everything. Which I know, and you know, that when Brian was really, really bad off, you were really trying to help him. Yeah. Like, you were calling him out, trying to take him on walks, trying to do all kind of stuff. Yeah.
And which, I'm not gonna lie, part of that was taken out. Not to call about an edit, but just being honest, like, I definitely was like, I know that canister she's talking about, because I seen that canister with you before when you were going through it. You know what I'm saying? But it was an intense thing. He actually was like, no, I don't. Seeing that, I would never want to, like, it was a real thing with, he was, you know, thinner because he was, like, not really eating. Right. You know, and all of that. But, like, he was, you know, a little inebriated. But, like, he was like, I mean, I can look at that video and be like,
you talk about the video that they did not show.
That they didn't. So he was in his mind like, if we talk about, you can talk about the video because that video changed my life.
Which ones did you try, if you don't mind me?
So I started off with cocaine.
Okay.
And that be, you know, some people could, you know, play with it at a party, wake up the next morning, don't do it for 2, 3, 4 weeks. Well, I fell in love with it. I was like, oh.
And so, like, I think being at home, so having that conversation with him was pretty tough. Like, he started talking about he had drank wine and I get it, and it's his own personal life, you know, but, like, when you're sitting there and, like, I'm not gonna lie, it just makes you think of all the people who have had addiction struggles. And every time, like, I'm like, damn, because somebody else have stepped in, or damn, because you have not paid it. Because I'm like, we all have had people close to us, or we've all seen celebrities even where you be like, damn, I thought they had beat that and nobody stepped in.
So, did it stress you out when you heard him talk about how he used to have the drug man meet him out in the back of the parking lot?
I was sitting there like, did this fucker just say that?
How can I say this?
Just so we're clear, it's revealing to all of us.
Yeah, it's revealing to all of us because, first of all, there's certain things that, I mean, obviously you're not going to know everything that's happening within your restaurant. Like, we've had hundreds of employees, you know, come in and out or whatever. But Brian is definitely one of the main people that we've had who started with us in the beginning that everybody loves. We all love Brian. And I promise you, I had no clue that he was going down that path.
In the beginning,
now,
when
he started drinking bad, that's when we found out about it.
So I knew I had to get up after partying. So I called it my wake me up. I need my wake me up. So I called a dope man, and he would come by, bring it to me. He brought it to the job many times. Sitting at the bar with me and everything.
Stuff that goes down.
Oh yes.
That you don't know.
I'm telling. It's my testimony.
Right.
You know, and I could say it the way I want to say it.
Yeah. No,
and I got, whenever I wanted it, they came to me like I was Whitney.
Yeah, I didn't. We knew that the drinking was an issue, but I personally didn't know that it was a drug issue until, you know, he admitted it to us later on. And so, when you become so close to somebody like that, it's like you're scared for them. Yeah. You know, you don't want them to tear up their life in that way. Like, he just has so much potential. Like,
I mean, people love him now and they see this part, but like, I don't know that they would have seen all of this part of him. You know what I'm saying? Like a couple years ago, he wasn't in that same space.
He still was fun.
He was fun, but it was also a little different. Like, it required a lot more calling, like, hey, are you okay? Like, he was fun, and he just kind of, his wit and it was just a little bit darker. And so, like, I'm not gonna lie, it threw me all the way off when I'm sitting there, like, and I'm like, okay, what? I didn't know about his sister. We hadn't had that discussion.
My sister quit herself damn near 3 months ago.
What?
She laid in the bed and shot herself in the head. Boom.
I did not know. So when he said that, it brought it even home more. Like, dude, if something happens, It's not like I didn't know you were struggling. Like, hold on. Like, this is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that might have been one of the most intense moments I've ever felt like taping on any time we have taped the show.
I mean, for me, watching it back, it was enough to make it be like, wow. I took a lot from it. I took, okay, well, you know, Brian has come a long way. Mm-hmm. But then I also really took, you know, that, wow, Don, you really have been a helping hand for him.
And then nobody was picking up their phone because I was so crazy. My mama wasn't picking up the phone. My sisters, nobody. But Don Juan picked up the phone. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, I don't care what it was about. He will always have that special place in my heart.
You know, and been there for him. And people just don't understand how, you know, we really do care about the people that work there.
Yeah, because now, why don't you fire such I'm like, you don't know all of the struggles that most of the people that have been in the restaurant have been through. Like, everybody, even with the main cast, have had some kind of, not substance abuse or drug, but like things in their life and struggles. And we've been around or like tried to like guide them in the right way or help them. So it's like, it's not as easy. And then it's also not as easy when every hospitality or restaurant place in the world is searching for people got help wanted signs. Like, we're watching it back, they just don't understand why me, like why we don't just let some of them go. And it's like, y'all, it's way deeper. Like, if you let a person like Brian go in the current state he's in, like, now he's better, but then I don't know how that would have went. That's probably the hardest part on this, because it's like you want all of them to do better and be better, and but it'd be a lot. I mean, even now with being on the show with them, I'm not gonna lie, like, now that part of them faking the funk.
What you mean?
Part of them shit mad at each other for what they done seen, mad at each other from
they are
like, they looking at the show and like, I didn't know such said that. They're reading the comments, and so like now I think we're at a place where like a lot of people are like just like, okay, yeah.
Had they been saying it to you?
Some people ain't too happy with each other for sure. Yeah. Like, I think that it's just interesting when
you ain't happy with each other.
I'm not going there.
Okay, so overall, how do you feel about the show as up to now? Now we at episode 6.
I think it's a good mixture of its own set of drama, but not like housewife drama. And funny. You know, a new breed of like personalities and people. So I enjoyed that part of it. Like, it's not as like before, I'm not gonna lie, I would watch like housewife shows and it would give me like anxiety.
Listen, looking at that damn Real Housewives of Atlanta trailer for season 14 gave me anxiety.
She called me a friend, me not calling her no friend. I'm a 4-time Olympic gold medalist.
That's what I'm saying.
I was like, oh God, now I gotta go back and hear these call me hoes and stuff.
Who think that they know some tea on me about sucking dick in the locker room?
I was like,
did you even know that they was calling you all these kind of
No! That's the point. That's the point. I'm like, the show gives me anxiety. And
the seasons, and that's what I'm saying. And so being on y'all show, being on y'all show gave me anxiety. And this show, like, I'm a main character on, and it's like, I have anxiety, like, let me look and see what people have said. But it's not I don't have that. Like, I'm looking like, okay, I can deal with that. Okay. Yeah. You know, because people have their commentary, like, a few things we're clearing up. I'm not going to lie. Since I'm going to speak on it, I'm going to speak on it. Uh-oh. People like, oh my gosh, they show. No, we do show the kitchen this time. We go into the kitchen.
Oh.
We didn't talk about that part.
Yeah, I forgot
about we go into the kitchen and go in and cooks for like 45 minutes. So that's a funny, but I think it gives Todd and them some insight.
I don't think nobody faster than me when it comes to this.
I want to eat from the meds. I ain't had no breakfast. Thank you very much. I'm hungry. You're not supposed to eat in the kitchen.
Are you eating in my kitchen?
I'm the manager, ain't I?
They show behind the bar.
Yeah, Torrin wanted to make sure people know that is a dump sink.
And that's, every restaurant has one that you're supposed to have a drain on top so it collects the straws and stuff. They don't just throw, once you come back with sweet tea, they don't just dump it in the trash can. It's a dump sink.
But the sink was stopped up, so the straws were floating.
So it's a dump sink. So the guy coming to have to clean out the dump sink, it's either a dump bucket or dump sink. People had other restaurants. For me, it's a lot lighter of a stress.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, the restaurant is stressful.
Because I feel like on our show, it's more funny than anything.
Yeah.
It's more hilarious than anything. Yeah, we have our serious moments, but I don't feel like anybody on our show is out to get anybody. I feel like if they have beef, they have beef.
They got beef.
I'm not saying they don't have beef. There's people in there that have beef.
Got beef.
But I don't think that they're personally like plotting.
I don't know about for season 2 though. If we have a season 2.
Oh God.
I think
Man,
some of
that's
them.
what's going on with our show, because you know it's been on for so long that people just automatically be ready for war.
I
when
think
they
some of
start
these
on
people.
Housewives.
I think that's what it is. I think coming back into season 2, like if we have a season 2, it's gonna be some relationships that you're gonna be like, okay. I think some people have definitely been fractured after 5-6 episodes of Candy and the Gang. Maybe for me, this one has been easier.
It definitely has been easier for me. Amen.
It's been easier, like in its own kind of way. Like the people, I'm not public enemy number 1. Like,
you feel that? You feel better about that on this show?
Yeah, number 1, because people feel like, okay, I work for you, and even though I have my own relationship with your friends, I'm not supposed. The help ain't supposed to speak to your friends.
I don't like how they be trying to treat you like that.
And when it's like, I talk to them on, like, it's not like I don't have my own, but why is he blah blah blah. So that was wrong, and I'm not supposed to say that was wrong because you feel like I'm the help or I'm the okay, cool. Like, so I think this show is a lot different. Because it's like, if anything, they're like, you were supposed to be in charge and y'all didn't do that. Like, I think that part is where I feel like it's different.
Every time we sit down, you can't give me the ultimatum. I've been in 3 conversations with you like that. My response to you is not, no, I'm not gonna deal with that.
I mean, I sat there, trust and believe. If I was not the leader that I am today.
Oh, I'm torn. Hear me war with the events and let me stay in.
And if you would have caught me 5 years ago, we would not have had that sunroom conversation like we had that sunroom conversation.
Ooh, you and Philip.
Like, that's what I'm saying to you. I have to, in those moments, be able to listen and understand what you're saying, hear what they're saying.
Yeah. Like, but for
you just gotta go in on you a little bit.
But that's what I'm saying.
Did he really walk off, or did we miss something?
Y'all cut it off. He actually told him to cut the camera and everything. They just didn't show that either.
Ooh,
he went to the camera and like, cut. He did all of that. They didn't show it. But
oh,
whatever.
He was extra dramatic.
He was mad. They're not gonna cut the camera, but okay. That's why I was sitting there like, they don't cut the cameras. You're taped. All these people.
So he walked off.
He walked off. I'm okay that Brian them can vent. I'm okay that Chandrika. I'm okay that Philip them can. Yeah. I'm okay when they had those moments. Cool. Mm-hmm. I could take it. My skin is tough. I'm just saying, being a leader 5 years ago or so or more, I would have felt more of the defense and let me go back and forth. And it's like, okay, you had your moment. I'm going to listen. Either I disagree or not. But I didn't take it that kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay. Got it.
I think a lot of people be like, why y'all let them say it? But I think it's better to, have an environment where you can take somebody to the side and let them freely speak their minds, because sometimes they tell you things that you like, you know what, it's a legit concern. Let's fix this.
Absolutely. So I'm okay. And even with the conversations we had this episode, I'm okay with, let's have this conversation and you can, okay, cool. It's still going to be, this is what it is, or this is where we're going with it. Mm-hmm. But I think that part is the harder part, where they're like, oh my God, can they swim? I'm like, they can. They come and they say what?
I'm going to answer this question for myself, because I know a lot of people are like, how you going to let her talk shit about you and y'all don't fire her? But see, this is how the way I was looking at it is, believe me, I'm sure a lot of them have talked shit about us when we weren't around. It just so happened that because we have cameras, we were able to listen in on a personal conversation she was having with Brandon. But typically,
which wasn't personal because it was in my office and I was right there. But okay.
No, she didn't know you were there.
I know,
that's my point. But what I'm saying to you, he did. But he the one that she needed to go in on. But my point is like, if I was able to listen in on all of them, I'm sure all of them had said stuff that I wouldn't like.
So
you know what I'm saying?
On that isolated instance.
Even my cousins. I mean, I know, like, even like, when y'all know my mama. Supposedly, my mama said she did it, but allegedly they said my mama cussed out Melvin and Kim, and I know Melvin was mad as hell and probably said stuff to the rest of the people in the restaurant. I'm sure he has. We all say stuff when the other person ain't there. Sometimes when we're mad or we're angry and you vent, you know what I mean? That doesn't mean that I'm just like done with you forever just because. The sensitive will not survive that old lady gang, honey. I can tell you that now. Well, I guess we just talked about a lot today.
Oh, for sure.
Now, how do you feel about sharing more of your personal life on the show?
You know, I'm on a reality show. I get it. So I think, you know, the closest they got is they got me in my kitchen one day. I guess we'll get to see more if we have a season 2 of what you get to see more of. Because believe me, it's always something crazy with my family and friends and everybody around me.
Well done, Juan. I think you've said a mouthful today. Is there anything else you want to share with the people?
I think this is, believe me, we have spoke on it. We have talked about it.
What?
Man.
The shoe cam.
What we start being with?
Down one of them boots.
Down one of them boots.
You done come a long way from them Wranglers and them football coach Nikes, okay?
Yeah.
Down one of them boots.
Everybody, please follow Don Juan at Don Juan NC for North Carolina. Don Juan NC on Instagram, Twitter, all that. And follow, he has another business, thenewmeaning.com.
Redefining what you think you know with words. So all of our stuff is sayings and words and stuff. So it's been a blessing to even, you know, be able to do all of that stuff, and you see it on TV too.
Thank you for watching. Until next week. Make sure you watch Kandi and the Gang every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Go back and watch the old episodes if you have not seen them so far, because every episode is good and every episode is going to give you a good laugh.
It's a lot more coming up. Here's what I am going to tease.
What?
Let's see if everybody makes it till the end.
Well, thank you for watching. Speak on it. Well, speak on it.
Those are
Those are
mine.
your keys?
Yeah, those are all the restaurants on one chain.
I don't even have no keys to get in my own little restaurant.
So like all the different doors, all the outside shit, all that on one chain.
I used to,
There's houses,
and then
all
they
the
keep
houses.
changing the locks.
I gotta change again. Shit. Every few months when somebody roll out, too many people roll out.
And they got too many keys running around.
Run
Change
around
the locks.
Change the locks again. But usually we got to the point where we start doing like 1 or 2 keys that can, instead of like key, like 1 or 2 keys for certain entrances and exits.